Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Palmtop podcast. My name is Alex.
My name is Kyle. We may sound a little bit different right now. It's because we're both recording in the same room.
Wait, what?
Oh, yeah, we're at my house. Woo!
How did this happen?
Yo, ho, ho, he took a bite of gum. Yeah, yo. I'm throwing in some dabs. Oh, it's great.
Oh, my God. But we're in one room. That usually doesn't happen. Kyle, I have to know.
Have to know what?
I have to know.
How we got in the room?
How did we get in the same room?
There's a door, and we both walked through it.
Uh-huh. Was there any magic to this?
No.
Was there any mystery to it?
No.
Was there any walking involved?
No, and there were no library books.
Oh, that's a bummer. Yeah.
So we're doing episode 3 and 4 of Hyouka.
Yeah.
Which we're going to get into a little bit more about Chitanda's, maybe we saw her history. You know, I'm going to veil this like it's like interesting and important to her character. It kind of is. It kind of like everything else in this mystery. It's like 3 steps removed from where you want it to be.
It's still kind of going to maintain this slice of life theme to it where there isn't a lot of plot progression.
Oh, there.
Right?
All right. So this
That's
is going to
my
be
guess.
kind of like an overarching one. I think it's over the 2 episodes. Might even dip into 3. But it's about I'll just spoil a little bit. Chitanda's uncle.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. So
You have to break him out of jail. I thought she looked like Maya Fey.
Oreki, take this gun.
Oreki. Okay, hang on. Since we've recorded this, I've seen a bit on Reddit where Oreki's being handed a pistol.
And I will not tell him what it's from yet.
That is driving me to watch the rest of this show.
Oh, man. I can't wait till the jailbreak episode.
I believe you. Let's do it.
Here we go. Alex, we're back.
Yes, we are.
Wait, hold on. I have a very important question to ask you, and it's very personal to me. And I don't share this with a lot of people. My uncle's been missing for 7 years. I don't want to go to the police about it, but I want to ask you, a high schooler.
It is not a database's function to answer questions.
Fuck, I don't know what to say to that. So guys, we're back from episodes 3 and 4. That was a wild trip.
Yeah, I feel like that was an overstimulation on every single angle.
Yeah, I mean, we went from trying to figure out why a library book is being rented out so much to what happened to my grandpa, my uncle 45 years ago.
What happened to him to cause him to be expelled from high school? Also, he's been missing for 7 years and is legally dead. Hey, you helped me figure out why I was locked in a room. Can you solve this mystery for me?
Yeah, also, I cried once when I was a kid. Can you figure out why? I don't know, maybe you were a shitty kid. Chitanda obviously saw the 2nd edition of the anthology and bugged her uncle about it, just like she does Oreki.
Yeah.
Where like she even said like she kept asking him about it, like, oh, like you do all the time. So you haven't changed at all since you were a kid.
Literally, she's kind of trapped in the moment of, I can't remember why I was upset that day forever. Like, she hasn't left that space. She has the curiosity of a child, which I guess kind of explains that she's kind of like trapped in a picture.
She was like, oh, who's the main actor in Ghost? Fuck, I can't remember.
And then
that happens for like 7 years.
Yeah. And then someone tells her in college and she like grows a beard. It's just been delayed.
Oh man, Patrick Swayze, is he even alive? Somebody call Whoopi. So we get into the awful thick of it, especially in our latter episode. But for episode 3, we have another non-problem situation, we'll call it.
I actually was starting to build up because they're like, hey, we need to get the anthology books for the Culture Festival. And luckily, Oreki's sister left a very, very detailed note saying, here's where they are. And they're in this locker, in this room. They're moved around. Where could it be? Let's go check the old biology club.
Yeah.
Because that used to be the old lit club. And it just begins this very escalating series of events where there's like laser security on the walls.
Yeah, they have like Oh god, I forget what the exact. I think it's just RF.
infrared something.
Infrared. That's what it is.
And in comes Space Dandy. I mean, Ian Sinclair. I mean, he had a name. And he's like, "Hey, what's up?"
His name
Togaito.
was Masashi Togaito. We totally didn't read that.
Out of the butt.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, hey, I'm airing out my room," and the entire thing looks like he's building a bomb. The entire time I thought he was building something that was violent, or there were porno magazines in there, or there was some very gross event going on in here. And literally, when Oriki pins him down, he has an Ace Attorney breakdown.
Yeah, no, he legit like goes all crazy eyed, and like it's the KyoAni crazy eyes. It doesn't look quite right. In fact, it's a little disturbing.
You don't see it for long because the editing in this show is astounding.
Their eyes just go really weird. I don't
They
like
look
KyoAni
like they look
freak
like
outs.
Tetris blocks.
Yeah,
All the eyes in this. Maybe it's like the compression of the video. I don't
they
think
sure are
it
colored like
but like
fucking Tetris blocks.
yeah, everyone has like these like squares in the reflection of their eyes, and it keeps freaking me out. But yeah, he's having such a breakdown. You're like, oh my god, what is he building in here? Oh, he was smoking.
Well, he has an important family.
This show is like it's literally the Seinfeld of mystery shows.
I guess, but there's so much more.
Oh, it's great.
It's like if Man Hands was like, I don't know, the Russian prime minister.
Wait, how did this milk dud how did this junior mint fall into this man in surgery?
It's my favorite episode.
Dude, oh my god, can we talk about how perfect the composition, the editing, the directing, the acting, everything in this is really, really well put together.
It really comes out a lot in this scene in the newspaper room or whatever room.
The
it's
biology
in,
room, yeah.
Where Oreki kind of gets a hold of the situation, realizes what he has to say, what he has to do. And it's just like this really fun back and forth where they're literally fucking with you as the viewer being like, we know what it is. And you're just like, tell me, please. And like you're literally putting the heads of the other two girls who are literally like, tell us.
Yeah. The anchor isn't Oreki often in these situations. They kind of do the JoJo thing where they pull the POV away from you and they put you in Ibarra or Chitanda. Or like, no, please tell me what's going on. Because I have no idea what just happened.
I love the only reason that he gets so into it. He's like, oh, wait, we're going to have to search the entire school.
Search the whole school.
So yeah, it turns out he's just smoking. And then they get the anthologies back. And then that leads into the mystery of where did the first one go?
Mm-hmm. Hyouka. That's a weird name for a book.
Man, who would make a book about ice cream?
Why is it called Hyouka?
That is a question.
Is that the answer?
Well, that was the fourth problem that Chitanda brought up. I don't know if you remember.
Oh yeah,
what
the name
is
of it.
Hyouka?
Yeah,
that could be relevant.
Before we get into episode 4, because that's just a big ol' interesting bottle episode.
Oh god, a bottle of pouring information on my face.
What do you think of the English dub so far? Because we're in the thick of it.
All right. I think we should first pan this out with I've seen this subbed first.
Yeah.
And this is your first experience with the show when you're watching it dubbed.
Right.
I think there are certain characters that have changed in cadence in certain ways that I feel change the character a bit. Chitanda, I wouldn't call Chitanda a problem with the dub, but it's definitely different. I think all of my problems lie with Oreki. It doesn't have to do anything with the voice actor. He grew on me a bit, and I don't mind too much his delivery. It's the translation that bothers me a little bit.
Okay.
I think I brought this up in the first episode where they often bring up a rose-colored life.
Rose-colored lives.
I guess it's just worded differently. It comes out a lot in the conversation between basically when on the bikes.
Yeah.
He kind of talks about being not lazy but reserved. In the sub, they often brought up it was like, okay, I'm a very low energy person. I'm not going to expend any energy I don't need to. That way I can like do these midterms good and like use the energy when I absolutely need it. And he's like, why waste it on this? And like you have Fukube, who's the exact opposite of I'm using all my energy all the time because I'm like this incredibly like bright rose-colored life person.
Right.
And here they do a sunny and cloudy metaphor.
Black cloud.
It makes it seem like Oreki's sad, but he's not. It's just like I feel like the metaphor felt a little bit off to me.
Okay.
What about you?
I took that scene. I loved that scene, the biking scene with Fukube and Oreki. I was like, I wrote down, I'm like, I love the scene. I love the scene. I love the scene because there's a thread drawing both of them together. And the thread might be Fukube literally forcing Oreki to hang out with him.
Makes sense.
But the thread might also be that they're so different. They both have a drive to be around and understand everything. But Oreki, he wants to go through and coast through life, and he has all the skills to kind of figure things out, but he doesn't really want to use that in ways that'll tire him out. And that's why he seems almost envious of Fukube, who can just go through all the extracurricular classes in the other clubs and do everything he possibly could.
I'm surprised you see it as envy.
I took it as like kind of impressed. He doesn't seem like he would want to do anything.
Definitely impressed.
I don't know if he would actually himself want to do anything. He often has that view of like, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it with as little energy used as possible. But I feel like Fukube's agenda has always been kind of pull Oreki out of the water, pull him out of the black cloud. And I don't know, I kind of would like to believe from that at least that there's some part of him that wants that to happen, but he would never admit it.
You're hitting a little bit of nail on the head here, at least with that metaphor.
But I don't know. I liked that. I think what sold that metaphor for me was that Fukube is like, if I wanted to insult you, Oreki, I would have called you boring. Not depressing or pessimistic.
Because
he doesn't view black and white as a bad thing. He just views it as a different part of the spectrum.
Very true.
I also don't have the sub to compare it to. It would be interesting to check out a few episodes subbed.
Definitely.
And see how
Definitely
that works.
just check out that scene.
Okay.
Like at least you'll get a feel for the different metaphors they use. We're not trying to talk about aliens and whether or not you want to see aliens.
Ghost metaphors.
Oh, ghosts.
Ghost metaphors. Yeah. Aliens too.
Caves.
Yeah. Episode 4.
Corridor.
Let's all meet up and hypothesize on what happened to my uncle.
Hey guys, you do your research? Yeah, I looked up a 45-year-old newspaper. Oh, I also looked up this. All right, we're just going to do the TLDR, the short version, too long didn't read, for not those of you not internet savvy.
You know, when Oreki pulled out the spark notes of the uncle, I was really impressed.
So
who, what, where, why?
Yeah. So that last part where Oreki just breaks it down is just fantastic.
Oh yeah.
So basically the way this episode is joined up is actually the way they handle a lot of problems as a group, at least in the situation where Chitanda will come in with her first understanding of it. Like, oh, this is how I see the problem. This is going to be true for some other things that come up. And then who went second?
Fukube went second.
Fukube. Fukube comes in and was like, well, hey, I have this information that like changes that. Like, oh, you're wrong in this respect, or maybe you're right about this.
Yeah.
And then we move on to
Ibarra.
And she had some stuff, and like it kind of compounds onto each other, where it's just like, oh, you were close, but I have this piece of evidence. Oh, you were here, but what about this piece of evidence? And it like kind of chains along a whole story to an Oreki finally puts everything together, and it goes a little bit like this. Okay, so Chitanda's uncle. We'll call him Chitanda's uncle because Lord knows somewhere. We did not write the name down.
I did.
Oh, good Lord.
All right. I had the name down right away because I'm like, this is going to come up. June Sekatani.
All right. We'll call him June. So apparently 45 years ago.
What month?
June. God damn it. All right. So 45 years ago, it seemed like the students were getting quite mad at the teachers because they wanted to shorten the length of the school festival. I should also state that these aren't specific. This is the things that they figured out through context clues.
Right.
So the students started revolting, and June kind of got behind the thing. He kind of became like the face band. So there were revolts, but they were peaceful. And what ended up happening is they basically had a day where all the students just didn't go to school. So the teachers came to an agreement, but somebody needed to pay for it, and June took the brunt of it. Now, this happened like in October when he finally got expelled, and that's what was really throwing off the party. They weren't really sure why. And Areki came up with the idea that, maybe it was because they wanted to wait till the heat was down so students wouldn't go bonkers.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody seems to accept that. It seems to be all great and like cool and whatnot. And it's like, oh, hey, this makes sense. Yeah, no, this fits all of our facts. And then everybody leaves. And then Chitanda's like, but why would that make me cry? This is another thing that Hyouka loves doing. It's like, even when you think you've solved the mystery, there's this one little thing.
But who was phone?
Exactly. Now, I believe in this one, we do get more clarification in our next episode, which I hope to God we remember all these facts.
I hope so. The next episode's called The Truth of the Classic Literature Club.
Hey, maybe they find issue 1. Maybe they find him. Maybe
they find issue 1.5 and like, oh, shoot.
Maybe
June 2nd.
Togata, Musashi Togigato of the newspaper guy wasn't smoking. He was hiding the body of her uncle and brushing out the decaying smell. So what do you think about this episode, Alex?
I really, really liked the bottle episode format.
Now, to our not as savvy listeners, wow, I didn't mean to call you guys not savvy. I'm really sorry.
A bottle episode in TV world is an episode where they usually force all the characters into one room or one setting and make them have to interact in one area. So Friends, when they would want to do, like, they have the one apartment and then they focus every act of the episode in there.
Mm-hmm.
Community, they lampshade that it's a bottle episode and someone stole Annie's pen and she's like, no one's leaving the room until we figure out who did it. And then they have to make an episode interesting while being in one area. Here, it's because they're doing all the research in Chitanda's manor.
You could call it a mansion.
You could call it a Mario Kart stage because it's fucking huge.
Yo, it has a pond.
Yeah.
And homemade snacks.
And shiitake mushrooms. Yep. You really get a good...
Hold on. Can we talk about that? Who's just casually drying shiitake mushrooms? Like, oh no, it's raining. My mushrooms.
I feel like there's some illegal mushrooms out there, and that was literally a bad cover.
I think Chitanda doesn't have friends.
Does Chitanda have family? Was anyone there?
No, we don't get to see anybody's family.
Yeah, that's
all we know. These 4 people, 5, we're up to 5 now. 5 people exist.
All their sisters are in India.
Oh, God.
Yeah, you get a good feel for everyone in this episode because everyone's strengths are showing. So Fukube's really good at shooting down people's arguments or presenting his own or kind of like stirring up the pot, but he doesn't have the energy or the know how to kind of like present a fully fleshed out argument. Chitanda can build the bricks and get everyone in one room, but she doesn't finish the fight. And then Ibarra kind of like presents a different angle that will redirect everyone.
Plus, I feel like she's also there to antagonize.
She's the wrench in the works. Yeah, she antagonizes Fukube because there's that love.
I mean, also Areki too. She just straight hates Areki.
Does not like that dude.
And like even at the end, she's frustrated that he figured it out.
Yeah. I like the imagery. I still love the imagery used in every kind of hypothetical scene where Ibarra's talking and suddenly her face is like zoomed into the corner and we watch the protesters in this old classic, almost like 1970s surrealist art depiction of the protesters versus the teachers.
Yo, it looked like straight up Danganronpa.
Yeah, it had that very classical art style to it. I forget the artist names. I'm not an art student. And
Mozart.
You got it. And then you also get the narration from Oreki, which is weird because he's not really there. The episode before that, he wasn't really the focused character. He wasn't really the one you were getting in the head of. But here you get in the head of him because he's trying to figure out how to present his argument.
Right.
You kind of, in Toradora, for instance, you were as close as you could be to Taiga and Ryuji without knowing every single thought they had, because
very true.
they were clueless to things and you were kind of picking up what they were picking up.
Or it's Christmas.
Haruhi, you knew every thought that Kyon had, unless they didn't want you to know it.
Almost too much. So.
Yeah. They do
hormones.
A good job. You know what I mean? They do a good job of kind of keeping it like veiled. That's all I got.
There's a good reveal.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to get our finale of this crazy mystery
It's
next
probably
episode.
the most mundane results. And they're like, oh, she was afraid because Hyouka is Greek for hobgoblin.
He just pulls out an ice cream cone and he goes, "Is this your uncle?" She's like, That's why I cried, because I ate my uncle.
I said, why did you get kicked out of high school? And he melted.
Wait, is this 45-year-old ice cream? Don't ask questions.
Elaine, that cake is over 10,000 years old.
I'm going to guess this is the Twin Peaks.
Yep.
That's happening
Nice
right now.
reference. Yeah.
Yep. Put in a weird thing.
Cut to two girls on a weird... Did we talk about the ending yet? How weird that ED is?
Christmas.
Yeah, it's pretty much that.
Yeah, no, it's... Gotta sell those Blu-rays, man, I guess.
It's weird that it's only there.
Yeah, no, it's 100% only there.
It's like all...
I feel like they went to their marketing guy and was like, "Oh, you really aren't doing anything with these." "Yeah, but look at this ED. Ooh.
Do you have an under the table thigh shot? Yeah, but it's not really sexual. Make
right.
the ED.
Can we get them to crawl in unison on the bed towards a circle?" "Yeah, sure. I guess we could do that." "Can they be on a planetarium and shooting stars into space?" "Yeah, sure. I guess that really doesn't make sense. Just wait till the next ED. It's really good."
Is it just the guys?
No, it very much stars our two heroines, but it's on theme.
Okay, I'm excited. I'm curious.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Ba-da-da! Wait, I did the thing
got
from
some
Scrubs. Oh no!
This is a train wreck.
Wait, quick, play this Scrubs outro song where we're very cumulative, and it's like, we learned a lot today here on the Palmtop podcast. Hyouka taught us how to face our mysteries head on. And, you know, we got to learn that lesson in our lives. We have to face our own mysteries head on with the help of our friends. Right, Alex?
Banana hammock.
High five! Oh, wow, we did it.
Yeah.
Oh, that was perfect.